Hello again, it's Dean. I'm just here to show you a few things about straightening your wheels. You don't need a fancy truing stand, however it does help a whole lot. So one thing that I'd like to show you first is just how the truing stand works. Essentially there's a width adjustment for the width of your hub, and then there's also a height adjustment for how big of a diameter wheel you have there. And then the third one is the width of the rim. As you can see, it'll accommodate a really wide rim or something that's really skinny as well. So before I get started, I always like to check my hub, make sure that this isn't loose, because if your hub is loose, then it can allow the whole wheel to wobble and you'll get a false read on how straight your wheel is. So here I go, I'm going to go drop this in the little slots, which are called dropouts up there. Give it a nice firm crank there. Line this one up with the side of the rim, as so. And then these, I just adjust inward. And you can already see how it's scraping in a few spots. That's indicating it's pretty bent. So we're going to cut away to a closer shot here so you can see how to actually get the spoke wrench in action. So for this portion, which is actually going to be the most important, I'm using a Park multi-spoke wrench, or called the Spoke Wrench 7. And what I'm doing now is I'm just looking for the bent spot. For instance, right there, you'll hear it scuffing. So for that, I'm going to locate the spoke wrench that fits accordingly. That one seems to be a nice snug fit. And then I'm just going to start turning this spoke, which is, the opposing side to the bend. So hopefully that will, straighten some things out. Just half turn at a time is really all it takes. So right there. Turning it until I see it stop scuffing. It's still scuffing a bit right there. So this one was really just loose. So sometimes if they're really loose, you can just tighten them up till you feel the spoke get tensioned. And it's pretty obvious that you're getting tensioned by the pinging noise there. So, pretty much successfully cleared the little scuff off of this side so that it's not rubbing these rim gauges here. Although I notice right here, I'm getting a little rub. So what I'm going to go ahead and do there is tighten these spokes, these two right here, which are opposing the side that's bent. So from here, find that spoke wrench that fits nice and snug. Otherwise you'll wind up rounding these spokes out, and that's no good because then you'll need to replace the whole spoke nipple. Oh yeah. You'll see it's getting better, but I'm going to show you how to fine tune it so you can get it perfectly straight. So once I've got all the major bends out of it, I'm just kind of cranking this thing in to get closer and closer to the rim, therefore giving me a more tight tolerance, and that will make for a more accurate read. So I've noticed right here, got a little bit of scuffing on the rim, so I'm going to tighten this spoke just a hair. Well, it's kind of drawn it into the center. So right there you got a little portion where it's scuffing on this side. So same thing goes, I just tighten it a few spokes on this side on the opposite end of the bend. And if you look closely, you'll actually see it'll draw the rim back in the center. I picked an old wheel that's actually a steel wheel, so it will have a bit of a wobble to it just because it hasn't been put on a machine to make it perfectly smooth on the sidewalls. But it's good for demonstration. As you can see, the wheel's pretty darn straight. It's going to be able to ride once again and give you a nice smooth feel for the road without any wobbles or anything that will obstruct your ability to control the bike.